أوروبية بس الخليج فقط لا غير.
Someone they try to order for him in the WhatsApp. He don't delivery outside.
هاي الأجهزة بس توصيل داخل الكويت فقط، ما إلها أي علاقة برا الكويت أبدا. داخل الكويت. إذا ضفنا المنتجات على الأمازون بنحكي مع شانتال.
Hey everybody, welcome back. So I have an update on the situation for the Murad and Alaa Shabib live stream, or should I say live streams, because there were multiple live streams where they wanted this to happen from earlier today, Saturday, February 18th, 2023. So what happened was Miss Robinson on Twitter caught that Murad was calling the audience dogs. So a lot of people didn't like that because he did use the word that translates into English as dogs. And Miss Robinson says this. He said we don't even deserve to be called dogs because we're watching this shit show and enjoy it while their lives are impacted. You're licking Chantel's football balls by calling us dogs. BITCH, please. Okay, and then Miss Robinson followed up some more. Saying y'all, this, MANWHORE is advertising for his scam business for us dogs to go and buy the knockoff perfumes and the soap from Amazon. Me as a dog love to signal a scam business, so Amazon would close the shop. You call us dogs, we piss on your business. There you go. So what the hell is happening here? What is going on? It seems Alaa Shabib and Murad got into some ish with, their back and forth with the live stream with the 2 check marks and the 2 thumbs up, where it seems Murad was, talking some ish about the audience. But here's the thing that I wanted to clarify a bit is he came into Skinny Queen Reacts live stream where Farida was translating. She was doing her best, or some people might say she's doing her best, but she was translating nonetheless, and Murad came in, and what he wanted to do was clarify about, what was going on. So he said that he was calling people dogs because people were being very disrespectful to him. People in the live stream were saying very rude and disrespectful things, so therefore he wanted to go off and was calling people dogs. So he was saying other things such as, peace be upon your head, and that he doesn't want to go live today because he was invited on Skinny Queen's panel, and he was making a point that what people were doing and saying were not right. He took offense to that, and that's why he was calling people dogs. He's saying that there were provocative comments and insults from some of the people in the chat, and that's what he wanted to clarify, and that he was still at the work translating from Google. He has an employee with him right now, so he can't really go live with Skinny Queen at that time. He said a few other things about Farida's translations and whatnot, etc, yada 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 yada, and he just really wanted to clarify what he truly and really meant. So one other thing, they talked about the marriage, the Misyar marriage. They were saying that Foodie Beauty came November the 5th. That was wrong. She actually left the 31st. She arrived the 1st of November because the trip in total took about 24 hours or so. Well, almost 24 hours, practically 24 hours. So what they were clarifying is actually really important. They were talking about the Misyar marriage and how it was a 5/6 day contract, which kind of makes sense because remember how he was in front of the camera a lot for a couple days, and all of a sudden Salah started to become sick. Salah started to become away from the camera, away from the live streams, and we were all wondering why. We were wondering, hey, what the hell is going on? We were seeing Salah a lot for a few days in front of the camera, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, out of blue, he starts becoming sick, or he's tired, etc, etc, etc. So is the reason because of this marriage contract that was 5/6 days? Now here's another tea. They say with this type of marriage in Canada, it can actually be valid. Now, of course, when I hear this, I'm like, OMG. That does make a lot of sense. You know why it makes a lot of sense? Well, because it depends on the jurisdiction and a copious amount of other things. You know, it depends on the judge and the interpretation of what the contract is, because a contract is a contract, and if it's a marriage contract, they can actually uphold it, especially when we have certain laws when it comes to, you know, common law marriages. If you live with somebody for a certain amount of time, it could be at minimal 6 months, you're entitled to practically half of their stuff. Like, it gets serious here. So I did a little bit of my research, and in Canada, it can actually be upheld. So did Salah know this? Probably not. But maybe this is something for him to know, because it's very important if this does go to court, which I don't think it is. You know what? I shouldn't even say that. Maybe it will. And if it does go to court, the potential for it to be upheld is actually pretty strong, is all I'm going to say. So overall, we got a few minutes translated as per Farida on Skinny Queen's channel. What's next is they're going to come back maybe 10:30, 11 p.m. EST and translate the rest, or you could just wait for Mo Translates to do her thing. Other than that, there isn't really much else I should update the masses on. Pretty much we got the gist of what was saying. He was insulting people, they were laughing it off. This live stream, does it seem as if these are two guys that are at each other's throats, that are upset with each other? It makes me think a lot of things at this moment. I feel that these guys are running some stuff, because if you saw this live stream, you saw that Murad had like 4 phones. He was bragging about the 4 phones that he has, his office. He had like a ring light and whatnot. We see Alaa Shabib getting equipment like his GoPro and phones and a gimbal to stabilize his videos. It's like he's preparing to stream on YouTube. So what are they getting at? We also saw that Salah said that Alaa Shabib was the type of guy to go to when you want things: rings, whiskey, the green, you know, the MJ, electronics and whatnot. And that seems to be the case. And what we see also is that Murad is running a business that he wants to imitate, you know, Dar Al-Tib as much as possible, but yet, you know, have his own Instagram where, you know, he can collect monies and whatnot, but the product is not being shipped out. There's a lot to this. Like, this hole is going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and how deep it gets, well, we don't know. It might be like an iceberg where most of it is just below the water. Like, holy crap. So that makes a lot of sense once again with the 5/6 day contract, which why I believe Salah was on with Foodie Beauty practically night after night doing live streaming, because that was part of their contract. And if you're gonna have a contract like that with somebody, don't you think Foodie Beauty would have been paying him to do that? I think so. I think she was paying him to do that, and then after a while what was happening was he would just go and get food for her, drop it off, and then leave. So shout outs to those people who thought that. I do think you're right at this moment, because we're building an idea here. And the idea that was presented earlier, it seems as if Salah wasn't there at that place, and what he was doing was constantly going out to get her food, drop it off, and then he would take off. Maybe he'll talk for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, but for the most part, I do believe people were right in the chat when they said he's no longer there, he doesn't live there, he just goes out, gets her food. The first few days we thought they were staying together. People were like, OMG, what's up with the possibilities? Then do we even still think they were sharing a bed? Because she seemed like she was propped up on the couch and that's where she was sleeping, and he was sleeping in the room, etc, 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 yada yada yada. I'm sure we're gonna learn a lot more from this, because Murad just hopped on the scene and a lot of things have been, you know, opened up in terms of, you know, our eyes and whatnot since the last few days. So there's definitely going to be more to come. So smash that like button, subscribe, make sure you leave me a comment about anything and everything, and I will talk to you later. Take care.